One of a Kind with Rob Van Dam is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
That's how I see it. It's weird that it's subjective because people look at me just, like, it's you're only as old as you feel. And I just, like, is that a question? You know what?
Here's a question that's newsworthy to you. Maddie chimes in. He says, Goldberg, where's RVD's title shot? Smoke him. What do you think about? Did you get to see Goldberg show up on Raw? Did you happen to see him confront? Gunther? Yeah. Goldberg showed up on. He's going to challenge Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship at Saturday night's main event coming up in Atlanta.
So I haven't caught a Saturday night's main event yet.
They're fun. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, last one I saw was when Jake the Snake DDT'd Ricky Steamboat on the cement outside the floor. It was brutal. So yeah, I would like to catch one. I forget. But are those PLEs or no? They're not PLEs.
No, they're on NBC. They're on NBC. So
can they take place on Saturday Night Live just like they used to?
Yeah, but basically, I think they start earlier though, so that it goes on to I think it starts at 7. So I guess it technically doesn't take a place, but it is on obviously Saturday night on NBC. So, but the interesting thing I kind of wanted to obviously to get your perspective on this, Goldberg getting some criticism online because of how he walked out, how he looked, or not how he looked, but like the age that he's at and certain things like that. And Goldberg kind of had a response. So I kind of want
to dare him be the age that he's at.
I know, exactly. So I think Goldberg gave a great response. So he says, everybody's saying, oh, Goldberg's limp into the ring. Goldberg's small. Goldberg's old. He's like, I am freaking old. What do you want me to do? Turn the clock back? Show me another 58-year-old dude that's willing to go out and do this. Goldberg said in an interview, I mean, there's a couple, but I'm going to hopefully surpass their performance. At the end of the day, I got to surpass my performance in the past. And it made me think about like how, people have that impression of certain people of a certain age, but Goldberg looks like Goldberg. Goldberg has that presence and that aura. And like, you see Sting had a successful run in his 50s and stuff like that. You're in your 50s and you're still going and kicking ass. It's just, I thought I wanted to get your perspective on what Goldberg's kind of going through at the moment.
It sounds like I think he said it well.
Yeah.
People, it's subjective. It really is. Like there should be just a line. Okay, if you're whatever, I don't know, 50 and under. No, if you're under 50, then you're whatever not old is, almost old. 50 and over, you're old. And then it'd be like, doesn't matter if you're Billy Gunn and you can beat the shit out of someone. It's like, okay, I'm old, because that's how I see it. It's weird that it's subjective because people look at me just, like, it's you're only as old as you feel. And I just like, is that a question? You know what? When it's a weird subject, I think people act weird around it, the way they dance around it. Because it's like, I mean, if you're in your 20s, then you probably consider me old. It's weird to me that that they think like they're one up, like I'm sub-choice because of my age. I would never want to be 23 instead of or 24 instead of 54. You know what I mean? I would never trade back. And maybe I'm rare in that. A lot of people probably would, but because of that, it's just funny if people try to use that insulting, and be like, dude, man, come on. He's like, look how old he is, or whatever. It's like, do you have a question? I'm 54, straight up. Matter of fact. So,
people are ageist.
Oh, they are, definitely.
But they are on themselves too,
Yeah, right.
Like they and if I would have had kids when I was 20, and I could be a grandpa when I'm 40, I'm pretty sure I would feel old as fuck by now. Having adult grandkids and shit, and that's the way a lot of people do it.
Mm-hmm. Right, that's the thing too. But I know that it's an aspect of like age comes into play, and like people are just really, really tend to be critical. And wrestling is such a visual business too. But when I saw Goldberg walk out on Raw, I was like, he looks like Goldberg. He has the presence of Goldberg.
Yeah, that's the probability. Not having seen it myself, I just know that's how they were twice with me, 2 different times, and it was both like they're so stupid.
Yeah.
Like what time was my AEW debut when I came out to do a spin kick to Jack Perry?
Yeah.
And next week I miraculously came in great shape. And I even saw a couple people online saying, "Man, he must have worked really hard that week because he did not look that good the week before." It's like, because you don't like the way I walk. By the way, not that much different than a cop trying to use things against you and saying, "Oh, look at the way look at the way he walks. He walks like he's off balance. His eyes are glossy. Oop, there's a beer can on the ground in his vicinity." That's their job, is just to try to find things they can use against you to score enough points to have probable cause. And I really don't think a lot of them care if they're right or not. They think they're doing their job if they found 3 or 4 things, regardless of if you've had a drop to drink or not. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Even if you haven't been at all, if they get you for DUI, some of them think they did a good job. That's how stupid their agenda is.
Yeah, absolutely. They got the priorities and their own agenda going on with that stuff.
Yeah.
From a storyline standpoint, could you envision something compelling of Goldberg winning the championship, becoming a world champ again?
I don't know. I mean, he's one of the biggest stars that I know of, and I don't know how he's feeling. Like, I'm definitely not scared of those numbers. I love using Billy Gunn as an example because he's so jacked and he's I love, usually when I mention that, it gets through to people,
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, you're right. I forget, but I mean, Booker T's up there, and
Al Snow's jacked too.
Al Snow's jacked, super jacked.
Yeah.
But not just about being jacked, but in great, athletic shape in the ring. And so you got to use specific examples. Otherwise, people just go by basic thinking standards, which haven't been updated. So their standards are, it's like when I grew up hearing 50-year-old man sounded like an old man.
Yeah.
The picture would be like,
come here, Sonny.
Yeah, the old grandma. I don't know why I'm picturing the perverted old guy on Family Guy.
You got hot popsicles?
That guy. Kid, like if I thought 50-year-old man, like that's what I would think.
Right.
But now I'm just like, I'm good.
Right.
So, what else was I going to say about that? Also when I was a kid, like if you were a millionaire, that meant you were set for life.
Right.
Now it buys you like a mid-sized house in California.
If you're lucky, right?
Some people, that could be their month's bills.
Yeah, it's all perspective, subjective.
Yeah, like if I won $1 million, I was like, I wouldn't be thinking, well, I'm set for life now. I'd be like, how do I make more of this? Or how do I build this up more now?
Yeah, you know what? Earlier I was watching videos on Sabu, and Disco Inferno was talking about him, and Conan, a little clip, and one thing Disco said that the average age to die is 83. I think that's way over. Like, can you look that up? I meant to do that today, but I think it's like 76 for men. Like, I don't know where it got 83 from, but that was one thing that stuck out.
So in the United States, this is according to AI, so take it for what you will.
Okay.
In the United States, the average age of death for men is currently around 75.8 years. That's in the United States.
So Disco was talking about Sabu dying at 60 even though he was really 61, and saying, you know, he wasn't going to live to like 83, which is the average age for Americans. And I was like, I almost wanted to call in. And, but also he kept saying like that without knowing even the cause of death. He's like, no, for Sabu for sure died of his whole career of him doing what he did. You know, it wasn't that he bumped his head one time. Like he the way that he went hard, you know, he was always gonna live not as long. You know, he was always gonna die younger. The fact that he made it to 61 is amazing, and he definitely died from you know, a series of things. And I want to say, how can you say that? I mean, what if he choked on a fucking pickle?
Yeah, right.
We don't know. Yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, yeah, talking about the ageism and shit made me think about that. Where the fuck did he get 83 at?
Yeah, no, because even it says here that women that could expect to live 80.2 years.
82?
Yeah, 80.8.2. 80, so about 80 years. 80 years old is for women.
I think I've seen 78 on other studies, but yeah,
Wow.
women get to live longer.
And your
Yeah.
mom's
God bless them. Yeah.
And his mom is so healthy. Like her blood work and everything is great.
That's
She's
awesome.
85. Yeah.
I bet she's pretty pumped about the twins.
Yes, it was so fun. I kept saying today, like, I can't wait to call your mom. And then when I called her, she was so happy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But also, like Disco was saying, you know, that guys like Sabu that wrestle like his style, you know, that put their body through like so much and stuff. Like they're, you know, they're not, they're gonna have a short life. And also, I wanted to be there, like in the studio, and just raise my hand and say, "Am I a wrestler that wrestles like Sabu?" Or I mean, who does? When you say people that wrestle like Sabu, like, what does that mean? I mean, do you mean wrapping yourself in barbed wire that could get you infected and bleeding with each other and stuff like that? Because I don't do that.
No.
But in some ways, I could see where it would be probably reasonable to say that I wrestled in a Sabu kind of way, kind of style in my own way. So I wondered, like, does that mean also the same thing or what? But anyway, he's not in the room to defend himself. It just stuck out in my mind because I watched it earlier, a little clip, and I had like 3 or 4 different comments on it, all for him.
And you could also make the argument too, like you could say, didn't Sabu kind of wrestle like Terry Funk? Like Terry Funk did some crazy stuff and did all the, you know, kind of at a later age too. When Terry Funk lived to be 78, I think it was.
Oh, wow. How old's Dory?
Dory, I think is 80.
Wow.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Dory's 80. I'm going to take a quick look here. Quick little Google. 84.
Oh,
Yeah.
snap.
Holy cats.
Same as my mom?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, I guess I must have known that and forgot they're the same age. Huh.
That's wild. So wait, Terry Funk then when he passed. Let me take a look at Terry. Terry was 79. So there we go.
Good genetics.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Good genetics.
I didn't know it was made it. Cool. But anyway.
Hey, yo. Just want to talk to you guys a little bit about our friends at Get Blitz. That's right. Get Blitz Lit Aid. Now, if you're not familiar with Get the Blitz Lit Aid, it is Delta 9, and it is a THC Get Lit Aid syrup that is nano-infused technology. It's created by Mickey Ray Sinatra and Courtney, but they ship all over. So it is legal in all 50 states. So that's the great thing is anywhere you can get shipped to you anywhere in the United States. So my favorite is the Blue Raz, and it is very, very effective. All you need is just a little drop, and it'll get you going. It'll get you going. But they also have a new product too with our friends at Click This. That's right, Kevin Nash, Sean Oliver. They have a Get Lit Aid, 2 different types of Delta 9 THC beverages. Yes, and Kev's favorite is Kev's Key Lime Pie. So if you want to drink like Big Sexy, it's when legends collide. The flavor hits different. Introducing Kevin's Key Lime Pie, a laid-back citrus-infused collab between Get Blitz and the wrestling icon himself, Kevin Nash, co-host of the Click This podcast. That's right. Each can delivers a mellow and delicious 5 milligram dose of Delta 9 THC, nano-infused for fast-acting, smooth effects that roll in like Big Kev walking in the ring. Cool, confident, and controlled. With creamy lime pie flavor, notes, and a graham cracker finish, this isn't just a drink. It's a sweet escape in a can. Our proprietary name, nano-infused emulsification tech, breaks down THC into microscopic particles, allowing your body to absorb it faster and more efficiently in traditional cannabis beverage or syrups. That means quicker onset, a more consistent experience, and zero guesswork. Kev's Key Lime Pie is made with premium hemp derived ingredients and is fully compliant under federal guidelines. No fluff, no filler, just smooth, reliable ride every time. Check it out. We also have Sean Oliver's favorite flavor as well, and that is what would probably be my favorite flavor too, the Blue Raz Lemonade. So check it out. Go to get-blitz.com and use our promo code RVD. That is promo code RVD to get 15% off your order. And hey, they ship everywhere. So shout out to Mickey Ray, shout out to Courtney, and go to get-blitz.com, promo code RVD. Yeah.